Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Shimmery. I'll be doing my October TBR. So before I get started, if you're new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below as well as notification bell. But honestly, I was not expecting to film today because, to be quite honest, my last couple of weeks have been really rough in terms of me scheduling things, filming things, editing, all of that. I have things scheduled, but I just haven't had the energy to film, and I was not planning to film. And I do have a little announcement. I ended up adopting a little boy. Say hello to Tofu. This is his original name. I was thinking about changing it, but honestly, he looks like a tofu. Okay. He's not very happy when I pick him up sometimes. But yeah, I just got him yesterday, and he's honestly the prettiest cat I have ever seen in my entire life. And he's so cute and so fluffy. You guys can see him again. Yeah. So this is little Tofu, and he's honestly the most precious little baby. I was going to actually thinking about fostering to adopt his sister too, but that was only if my parents were going to take her after. But there was a lot of back and forth, and I was like, are you guys going to do it or not? So I decided not to, just to like peace of mind for all around. So he's going to be a single boy. I think I might still foster a kitten on the side just so he has someone to play with him every once in a while, but for the most part he will be the only boy in the family. But yeah, I did want to let you guys know that this is my new little kitten, and he's so cute. And my only issue is I hope that he doesn't have like a sensitive stomach or like just a lot of like preferences, because some cats are so chill, but so far I feel like he's not that chill. Like he has like very particular preferences, and I'm just like, uh-oh. He's gonna be a high maintenance cat, but he's so pretty, so I guess it's okay. But anyways, let's go into all the books I plan to read for October. And I am also going to be doing the Sbookoplathon, which is called the Sbookoplathon at this time. So I will of course link the Twitter information above and down below if you just want to check that out. And I think I'm going to start off with my Sbookoplathon books first, and then go into my regular TBR. But first, let me put him down. Isn't he so pretty though? He's like a lynx point. They say he's an American short hair domestic cat, and I'm just like, kind of doubt it, because he's very, very fluffy, and he looks more like a Siamese like ragdoll. So I highly doubt he is just an American short hair. But like, look. Isn't he so pretty? He's so pretty. Okay, so I am planning to do 5 rows this time, which I already did all of it on my phone because I was like, I'm going to prep for this. So my first row that I did a 5, which led me to the tile that says they're burning the witches even if you aren't one. So this one is to read a book featuring witches, the occult, cults, or rituals. For this one, I'm gonna go with The Black Witch by Lori Forrest. I've had this book for years, and I want to say this is a series, like a trilogy, and I might have the second book. It says a new black witch will rise, her powers vast beyond imagining. It follows a woman, her name is Ellerin Gardner, and she is the granddaughter of the last prophesied black witch who drove back the enemy forces and saved the Gardenian people during the Realm War. But while she is the absolute spitting image of her famous grandmother, she is utterly devoid of power in a society that prizes magical ability above all else. So definitely super curious to see like how she would come to play. I'm sure she will end up having magic at some point, like it would just trigger something, but for some reason right now she doesn't have any magic. So really curious to see how this will play out. Then the second roll that I got was a 4, so I ended up getting a double, which unfortunately means I need to do a 6 roll. But this one I landed on purple, and that is to read a book with a mostly purple cover. For this one, I'm gonna go with Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. Obviously super purpley. I want to say this is like the Fairy Loot edition or the Illumicrate, or Owl Crate actually. But like, look how stunning the inside is. Absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really excited for this one. It says there is always a price for defying destiny, and it follows a girl, her name is Violet, who is a prophet and a liar, influencing the royal court with her cleverly phrased and not always true divinations. Honesty is for suckers, like the oh so not charming Prince Cyrus, who plans to strip Violet of her official role once he's crowned at the end of the summer, unless Violet does something about it. And then of course it follows Cyrus and his love story. So I'm curious to see like how that will play out. But yeah, super curious about this book. I've heard really great things. Can't wait to read this. All right, roll number 3, I got a 6, and that one landed me on Are We Out of the Woods Yet? And that is to read a book set in the woods, forest, or a rural slash country slash isolated location, or a book with trees on the cover. This one I'm gonna go with Seven Endless Forests by April Genevieve Tuchok. I'm really hoping I pronounced the last name correctly. This one obviously has a forest here, but it's also a person and a sword on the cover. So it's one of those like optical illusion type of cover. And it says over here it's a bold tale of adventure, vengeance, and sisterhood. So it's also supposed to be the standalone companion to the Boneless Mercies, which I have not read yet. So I might end up trying to pick up both of them sometime this month. I really do not like my hair, like how it's parted today. Like, what is up with that? So fucking weird. I don't know. Anyways, this is the book that I'll be reading for this one. Then my next book over here, my next roll, I rolled a 9, and that landed me to Broken Mirrors. So this one is to avoid 7 years of bad luck. Read a book with a mirror on the cover or in the title, cracks on the cover, or a book with a reflected style art. So for this one, I'm going to read The Mask of Mirrors. I cannot find my copy of this book. I do have it somewhere. I swear I've seen it before, but I don't know where it is. So I'm going to find it, pick it up, and just see for myself. Then row number 5 led me to 9, which is Community Shelf. So for this one, I'm actually going to spin the wheel when I do my TBR and then find a book based on the prompt from that wheel. So currently I do not have a book picked out for that. And then my last and final roll over here is I rolled an 8, and that is lowest rated. So it says organize your Goodreads TBR by average rating. Read the one with the lowest average rating. So I went through my own TBR shelf, and this one I found is Nothing by Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Call. This is a really short book, so I feel like this would be really fast, perfect for a readathon. I don't know what this book is about, to be honest, but it just says it's a creepy haunted house tale steeped in Japanese lore. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm not the biggest fan of short stories, but I feel like because it's horror, that might be perfect actually. Just to be like short and sweet-ish, and then call it a day. So this is the last book on here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a like vlog for this because my reading has been so erratic, or like my mood to read has been very erratic, or like in terms of like filming and editing. So I might or might not. I have to really decide soon because October is literally around the corner. That being said though, if I do that, I might end up reading more depending on if I finish these books first. All right, now we're moving on to my regular TBR plus my book club pick. So the book club we're reading for October is Our Best Intentions by Vibhuti Jain or Jean. Really hoping I pronounced the last name correctly. This was a bonus book that we got a couple months ago, and a lot of us have been kind of eyeing it, so we decided to just pick it up for October. It says a pulsating debut novel about an immigrant family caught in the middle of a criminal investigation. So it follows Bobby Singh, who is a single parent and owner of a fledgling rideshare business, and he remains ever hopeful about ascending the ladder of American success. He lives in an affluent suburb of New York with his daughter, an introverted teenager who is uncomfortable in her own skin unless she's swimming. During summer break, she's walking home after training when she finds Henry McLeary, a white classmate from a wealthy, prominent family, stabbed and bleeding on the football field. The police immediately focuses their investigation on Kiara Tompkins, who is a runaway black girl who disappears after the stabbing and who, it's later discovered, wasn't properly enrolled in a public high school. So the incident sends shockwaves through the community and reveals jarring truths about the lengths to which family would go to protect themselves. I feel so invested in the story already. Like, there's definitely a lot of racial injustice in here, racial discrimination, a lot of discussions just about racial inequality and white privilege. So really intrigued by this one, especially from like an Asian perspective. So we're officially now on the wheel of time here in terms of my picks. So as always, I will have 5 rolls here. So let's spin for the first one. Okay, so the first one over here is backlist read, which means that I need to read a book that is a backlist. Let me find something and I'll be right back. All right, for this backlisted book, I'm gonna go with my readathon book, and that is gonna be Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. This book came out last year, and I feel like anything that came out the year prior to this current year is considered a backlist read for me. So this is the book I'm reading. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna go into it again because I already talked about this. And then moving on to spin number 3. Sorry, I meant 2. Okay, so written by a POC, that just means read a book written by a person of color, super self-explanatory. I'm debating if I should pick up like one of the books I have picked out already for my readathon, or if I should be ambitious and pick something else. Let me kind of think about it a little bit and I'll be right back. So for the second prompt, which is written by a person of color, I'm going to read a book that is super hyped up and I cannot wait to read this for myself, and that is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. All I know is that woman whose best friend, or like, I don't know his best friend, but another like author writer friend passed away, and her writer friend is Chinese and she's had great success, but then she passed away unexpectedly, and somehow this woman ends up having the manuscript of a book that she was about to release. But this woman's haven't had the best luck in terms of her writing experience and her writing career, so she basically steals this manuscript and pretends to be an Asian woman writing about an Asian perspective and own voices book. So I'm super curious to see how this will plan out, and I'm super excited. Like, I've heard so many good things about this book. Moving on to prompt number 3. Okay, so this one is illustrated cover, which generally just means I need to pick a book that has some sort of illustrations, whether it is like a romance with, you know, illustrated people on the cover or whatever it is. Let me think of something. I feel like I might have some books that I'm thinking of, but let me be right back. For this illustrated cover, I'm gonna go with a book that I've been dying to read for a long time, and that is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This is obviously an illustrated cover. It is a romance, so I'm probably gonna pick this up audio if I can get that in time, but I'm super excited for this book and definitely cannot wait to read this as soon as possible. Honestly, I'm just super excited for this book because I've read her previous books, Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain, and they were both fucking phenomenal. So cannot wait to read another STEM romance. Okay, prompt number 4 is going to be ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so 2023 new release, which means I have a lot of books on here. Should I pick a book that is I just got, or should I pick a book that is an arc, or I have decisions to make, guys. I'll be right back. Then this next one is 2023 release, and I know this is on my TBR for a couple different ones now. I have not read it yet, so I'm gonna pick it once again, and that is Stolen Air by Holly Black. This is the Illumicrate version, and it is stunning. I'm not the biggest fan of this outside, but like the inside, this is so freaking pretty. And this is basically a spin-off of the Cruel Prince trilogy, and I adored that, even though it's like, I want to say there's definitely some toxic relationship vibes in there, but it was such a fun read. So I cannot wait to see more and hopefully get some more glimpses of Jude and Carden in this new series. And then finally, the last prompt over here is going to be okay, so I had to redo this one because one of the rules is that I can't have a duplicate in terms of the prompt. So let me respin this. So prompt number 5. I'm glad it's like in the middle. Okay, so they chose book of the month pick, which means I have to go through my book of the month shelf and find something. I should have great. That's actually great because I was thinking about doing an audiobooks for some book of the month anyways. So let me decide which one I want to read exactly, and I'll be right back. For this book of the month pick, I'm going to go with The Most Likely Club by Alyssa Friedland. I do have this on audio and I cannot wait to dive into it. I want to say it's about these people who have a reunion like years later, and they had a superlative, obviously, as most people did back in high school, about like most successful, most likely to, I don't know, like run the world or whatever it is. And I think 20 years later or however long, there's a reunion and they're trying to find out like, did we accomplish our superlatives? And yeah, so 25 years. So yeah, I'm super curious to see like how that comes into play, but like it sounds so fascinating. Okay, so I did not forget that I need to do a community shelf for my readathon, so let me do a quick spin based on whatever's left over and see what my next prompt will be. Let's see. Oh my god, it's another one. It's just, I'm just meant to read a lot of people of color books this month, so that's fine. I mean, this one, because it's not part of my regular TBR, I will have a duplicate. It's not a big deal. So let me find another book to read for this prompt, and I shall be right back. All right, then this last and final book that I have on my TBR is for my readathon, and that is to read a book written by a person of color. So I'm gonna go with my book club pick, and that is Our Best Intentions, because obviously this book is written by an Indian woman. Her name is Vibhuti Jain, or Jean. Really hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. She also lives in South Africa right now, which is pretty freaking cool. And she used to be a corporate lawyer in New York City. So super accomplished female. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this book will be like. And I cannot wait to discuss this with my book club members next week, 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks. So yeah, so anyways, these are all the books I plan to read for the month of October. It's kind of a hefty pile. I'm really hoping I can read all of it, but the good thing is a couple of them are going to be on audio. For example, these two, this one probably, and the rest are fantasy, so I can't. But here's to hoping that I can get to at least a good portion of it because they're audio. So anyways, that's all to say for this video. Let me know down below what you're reading for the month of October, if you're joining me for the readathon, and if you are, what are you guys reading for that? But anyways, that's it for this video. As always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as hit the notification bell. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!